Hey, 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 beautiful people. It is the 31st of December 2012. We made it. Oh, man. Got my talking stick from the 12 out in Phoenix. What a wonderful time that was. I tell you, as we look back at 2012, how amazing. And especially as we look back past 2012 and this whole shift that's occurring right now on planet, it is truly amazing to see what's all going down. I have to say, there's still timelines merging, though. We did not come to that concept of the end of time where the timelines have merged into one. We are definitely on the positive timeline, and at least I am. I don't know about everybody else. I'm starting to think that instead of having multiple worlds that are going on simultaneously, we're on one, but with 7 billion universes being experienced, 7 billion timelines being experienced on one. So it all depends on how you depict that one that you're living within. Oh man, what a hoot, what a riot. Uh, Last night I had a most amazing experience. Just over my shoulder to the left is due north, the pole star. And this is an experience that I had occur a few years back when I was down here in Florida too. I had come down um, to meet Kim and Randy and some other friends to do a Drenvalo Flower of Life workshop here in Florida. And as I was leaving and going back to Ocean Springs, Mississippi, as I was passing the Tampa airport, I could feel my internal compass, which is usually very, very, very reliable. It's not usually; it is very reliable, but it had gone off on me, and my directions were a bit messed up. And I usually carry in my truck my surveyor's compass, and I pulled it out, and magnetic north at that time was about 25 degrees difference from true north, or from the pole star. And that was really interesting. The day afterwards, the Tampa airport had to shut down the runways for recalibration. Well, last night I experienced the same thing. I am just in such bliss and joy, and just riding the energies and increasing them ever more. But when we have the magnetic shift, I too have to recalibrate. And so last night I was experiencing that same feeling again. And it's interesting because just over my shoulder, I would say about 500 yards up, is the vortexes that I placed the crystal between. There's two vortexes there that's like this, and I placed the crystal right between, and that's where we were focusing so much energy on powering that up for the 12 12 12. Um, anyway, last night it was perfectly clear, and I my internal compass was off. And so I picked up my surveyor's compass, came outside, out to the deck here, and lined up with true north, with the North Star, the compass. And then I looked at what the reading was that magnetic north was reading out. And it was 18 to 20 degrees, about 19 degrees off. And it had a slight variation. And I watched this for about 30 minutes, and then I posted it on my Facebook site. And I'm not the only person that was experiencing that. There was people globally that had experienced that something was off magnetically, that their compasses were off too. And that was interesting see how many people were having that experience. There's about 50 people commented on it. Uh, well, anyway, this morning I get up and I check it again, and it's about 6 to 8 degrees off, which 4 degrees has been the norm for quite some time, and it fluctuates. In September and October of 2011, I saw it go off the most I'd ever seen it. And I was in Hopi Land at Titus Farm then, and we watched it go off about 30 degrees. And in Titus cabin, at the table that we gather around, I had set it up, my compass up would due north, and you could watch the magnetics shifting in and out and how it would change. I left it there sitting for several days, and it was really cool to see. But we had gone out, it looked as much as 35 degrees off during that particular period, and that was really wild. And it was going east at that time. And so who knows? I do know that that backs up my theory about the Earth coming to a stop, and then with the reversal in polarity spinning the opposite direction. If we're coming up on a period of magnetics where we're neutral before we shift into an opposite polarity, just like a DC permanent magnet motor. When you shift the polarities, that motor that was spinning in one direction has got to come to a standstill and then shift back to the other. And to do that, you've got to lose the magnetics. And anyway, that just leads more into that theory. When it will happen, I don't know. We are overdue. Generally, it's happened, every couple of 100,000 years, and we're at like 700,000 years right now since it happened last. And so, who knows? But very interesting to see. There are a lot of physical effects that we feel because of that. As we look back at 2011 and the cyber wars then, and there were so many of us that were awake and aware of what was going on globally, and we were trying to we shifted into the positive timeline. We had to wake up the world to what was going on, and that was what 2012 was all about, is the Great Awakening. And boy, has the world awakened. Now, there are still 50% or better that aren't, but those who are, as they go through their awakening process and they cross that geopolitical awakening into the true spiritual awakening. I'm not talking the religious or the yoga or thinking you know how to meditate and all that. I'm talking about the real deal. I'm talking about where you start recognizing why you're here on planet, what we're doing on planet, and why we're here at this time. That's, in the activation process that you go through. To me, that's the true spiritual awakening right there. And a lot of people might think they're there, but they're still living in their heads and not truly shifted into their hearts. And anyway, we saw so many people that did shift their consciousness into their hearts and start living from their hearts and start to realize that they're creating their own reality by their thoughts and their manifestations and the emotions which they entertain. And that has been really amazing to watch so many people, I mean over the critical mass number, do that in 2012. We started watching the power of the fear tactics that are put out by the Illuminati have less and less grips, and those of us that were enlightening ourselves and holding the highest possible vibration we could on this planet, being able to counter the possible negative effects by uh, a humanity in fear, and that was really cool. That was really cool. It was it almost had some uncertainties with me several times there, but in the end, it was all just perfect. Now we've got so many people that are realizing something's different, and they've shifted out of the cataclysmic fear of 2012 and have become just in peace and attuning um, to their hearts and to their spiritual side and to the love that they truly are, and seeing the beauty in everything. And with that, we've entered a whole new change. And that sets up for 2013 here on this very last day of 2012. And what do I think we will see occur in 2013? I think there'll be a far greater spiritual awakening. I think that I feel at this time that there are going to be more and more persons as people have gone through their geopolitical awakening and stepped into their spiritual awakening and becoming teachers themselves, because everybody here on the planet's a teacher and everybody here is a student. But now that we've got so many teachers awake and aware and sharing information and exposing what's going on to those that are not yet awake and aware, this is causing a super massive shift that's going on. And I think in 2013, we're going to see a continuation of that. And with that, we're going to probably see this collapse of the system that we've been hoping would collapse and change for many years now. That's what so many of us are here on planet 4, is to shift that. Will it be so brutal as we had previously thought? I don't think so. I think with so many people starting to wake up and step into their spirituality and realizing that we're all one, I think as it collapses, we'll be there to help each other and to support each other as we go through this process. It will have to happen. We are going to have to bring down this banking system and this political system and all the laws associated with it, and change why all this is occurring, because of money and greed and people trying to acquire all the money. And so they create the banking system, they create the governments and the laws that go along with it and the wars that go along with that, to be able to take everybody's everything. And that is going to change. And I believe we're going to see that changing in the first quarter of 2013. It's going to have to happen. And it will also happen as we start losing the magnetics, the magnetism, just like Earth's magnetism, that held us and locked us into that previous grid. As the magnetics go off, then we mutate into something brand new and wonderful. And that's what I expect to see. I do believe that we will have in Earth's polar reversal, and Earth will shift in the other direction. Will that happen in 2013? I have no idea. I don't know that it's going to happen in 2013 or 2015 or 2100. That's going to happen when it happens. But we can watch the signs by watching everything continuing to speed up and watching these magnetics collapsing. And so what occurred last night with that magnetics collapsing and so many people witnessing that just shows that it might be sooner than later. And so anyway, I think this is going to be a wonderful year, and it's going to be full of more exposés, but I'm just not going to be into that so much. I think the geopolitical world The world is awake to the geopolitical going-ons. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Love you all. Happy 2013, guys. Bye for now.